Did you see that this Black Friday, first quarter of $1 trillion season, Black Friday, first time ever, $250 billion, new highs. Wow. Okay. Black Friday made up 10% total sales for the month of November, $111 billion. Represents 9.1% increase on online sales compared to last year. They track over $1 trillion in U.S. retail site visits. Adobe does. If this continues, it looks like Christmas is going to be the first $250 billion season. That would be a record in the United States. We're still spending. Of course, it looks like we're buying more, but are we? Really? I got to send this. I got to send this out. Would you tweet this for me, Ricky? The purchasing power of the dollar. In 1913, you could buy 30 Hershey chocolate bars with $1. 1929, you could buy 10 rolls of toilet paper. 1933, 10 bottles of beer. 1944, 20 bottles of Coca-Cola. 1953, 10 bags of pretzels. 1964, one movie ticket to a drive-in theater. 1971, you could buy 17 oranges. 1987, with $1, you could buy 2 boxes of Crayola crayons. 1997, you could buy 4 grapefruits. 2008, with the same dollar, you could buy 2 lemons. By 2020, you could buy 1 McDonald's coffee. And in 2025, you can buy 1 pack of great value gummy worms. I don't know. I think our dollar has gone down a little bit in worth. This is why gold is so important. A $20 gold piece in 1913, you can go to the bank and you get $20 for it. Or you can go with $20, you can go to the bank and you get a $20 gold piece. And then you can walk into a good men's clothing store and say, "Sir, I want your finest suit." And for $20, you could buy the finest suit in the store. Today, you could walk in with that same gold piece. They wouldn't take it. You'd have to cash it in. But you'd cash it in and it'd be $4,200. And you could go into that same men's store and you could say, "I want your finest suit." And for $4,200, you'd probably get their finest suit. Gold hasn't changed price. Dollars have dropped in value. What cost you $20, one gold piece, 1 ounce of gold, what cost you $20 in 1913, now costs you $4,200. That's why gold is so important when it comes to inflation, because the dollar is just going to keep. We can buy gummy worms today. Stu, I don't know how many gummy worms think about how many gummy worms have to be sold for $250 billion for the quarter.
Well,
it's a lot of gummy worms.
You say gummy worms, but you keep leaving out that detail that they are great value gummy worms.
Sorry. Yeah.
So that's the
not just any gummy worm.
Right. Would you rather have,
the
Glenn,
cheapest
1 pack of great value gummy worms or 33 Hershey bars? That's you're on the borderline there. I'm not sure which one you'd rather have.
Isn't that incredible? 30 Hershey bars. 10 rolls of toilet paper for $1. For $1. 10 bottles of beer. You couldn't go in, you go in with your friends and say, "Beer for everybody. I've got $2." Think of that. That's crazy.
And now that we need to get more drunk, we can't even afford the alcohol. It's really sad. What a terrible turn of events. It is amazing, though. I mean, and I think, too, we've lost track of that because, when inflation rates come down, that is, positive compared to what we were facing a few years ago. But it is still building on top of those price increases that were locked in. It's not that prices are going down. It's just that the rate of increase on those prices is going down.
Why do we accept 2% inflation every year? I've heard that my whole life. And they're like, the Fed projects 2% inflation. That's their target.
Yeah.
Why? Why would we target our money being worth 2% less every year? That doesn't seem like a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, you've always talked about that. What is it? Inertia of money and like trying to get the dollars flowing, which seems to be their motivation on that. If they actually were able to hit those numbers, it would probably not be all that damaging. You'd sure have a little bit of money wasting away every year, which is not good, but it wouldn't be that
Well, we got
dramatic.
close. Under Biden, it was 9%.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. And then we were like 9, 6, 4, 3. We've succeeded. Like, well, no, wait. The 9% increase that stayed, and then we built another 3% on top of that, and a 6% on top of that, and 4%, and just keeps going up and up and up and up. That was did you see by any chance? Hopefully, you didn't over Thanksgiving weekend, but there was a chart tweeted by Amy Klobuchar. Did you see this by any chance?
No, I didn't. I missed the Amy Klobuchar chart.
It was a Thanksgiving miracle, Glenn. Because
I should have prayed for Thanksgiving on that, but go ahead.
It was
Thank you, Lord.
It was so moronic that it actually kind of was a holiday gift to all of us, because she tweeted this chart of energy prices skyrocketing. And she's like, these prices are skyrocketing under President Trump. I can't believe this. And it is. I mean, it is pretty much a straight up line. The issue was it went back to like 2020 and shows that all of the increases happened under Joe Biden, and they've just kind of continued to increase. And it wasn't even a pricing chart. It was how many people are behind on their energy bill, which is still skyrocketing. But almost all of this happened during the president that she passionately supported, up until he seemingly keeled over in the middle of a debate. So, not necessarily the way to go, I guess, if you're Amy Klobuchar. But we just kind of accept all this at this point. We just accept the prices going up.
We do.
Just part of our
probably
lives.
Shouldn't.